The event that stirred up Hong Kong the most in August was the case of Form 4 student Clarice Poon participating in an innovation technology competition with a MediSafe app, and a suspicion of fraud involving her and her mother. I won't discuss the incident itself. Instead, I want to comment on how some netizens and hosts of video channels have labeled the Poon family's case a public relations disaster or lacking in public relations, which again reminded me how the term public relations has become overused in recent years and deserves some reflection. What is public relations? It can be understood on two levels. First, who is involved in the relationship? Second, what is the nature of that relationship? The public naturally refers to the general public. Those who establish relationships with the public are not ordinary individuals, but people who hold positions in public sphere, such as politicians, celebrities, or businesses of a certain scale. Ordinary citizens don't have public relations in this sense. Therefore, when discussing the Poon's alleged fabrication before it was exposed, even though Poon Tong Ping is a specialist doctor, his wife Pang Wing Chi, a university professor, and her daughter Clarice, a student at an elite school with a notable family background, they were not public figures and had no established public relations, just like any other ordinary people. After MediSafe came into the public eye, Clarice and her mother became the subject of discussion. The Poons had a chance to respond, which at most can be seen as the beginning of their public relations efforts. Thus, the second question arises: what's the nature of this relationship? Let's take reference to an answer by AI. 1. Influencing, engaging, and building relationships with key stakeholders through various media platforms. 2. Anticipating, analyzing, and interpreting public opinion and issues that affect the organization. 3. Counseling management on policy decisions, crisis communications, and social responsibilities. 4. Protecting and managing the organization's reputation. 5. Conducting ongoing research and evaluation of communication programs such as marketing, financial, fundraising, employee, community, and government relations. 6. Planning and implementing efforts to influence or change public policy. 7. Managing the resources, staff, budgeting, and facilities needed to perform PR functions. 8. Creating content to drive customer engagement and lead generation. Point 1 and 4 summarize the essence: establishing relationships and maintaining reputation. The rest are specific methods to achieve these goals. As mentioned, the Poons originally had no relation with the public, so for them, the public relations issue is essentially a reputation issue. When the incident was exposed and the public believed the Poons faked the app, disdain naturally followed, rendering the family's reputation ruinous. The whistleblower Haley Chang faced threats, online smearing, and suspicion of ulterior motives, none of which pertain to the central accusation of fraud, but exposed the Poons' failure to respond effectively, adding to suspicion. Subsequently, the Gifted Education Center and St. Paul's Co-Educational College issued statements that were ineffectual, dodging public questions and leaving doubts unresolved. After much back and forth, the Poons finally released a statement, which deflected blame onto Haley, failed to decisively clear the fraud suspicion, and didn't sincerely admit fault or apologize. The above outlines only the broad strokes of the Poons' public confrontation. Details are plentiful online. If someone still calls it a public relations problem, the discussion focuses on the inadequate communication with the public, like timing of statements, precision of content, whether accusing others led to verbal battles, and so on. Observing general public opinion, the focus remains clear. Clarice's submitted work appears to be fabricated and requires a response. The public cares about integrity, not the Poons' relationship with themselves or the wider public. This is not to say all critics who call the Poons' PR poor or call the case a PR disaster intend to whitewash them. Rather, framing the matter as a PR issue misplaces focus and fails to address the public's core concern, integrity, while providing cover for the accused to craft evasive statements. In recent years, some have worshipped PR, believing it can bring the dead back to life. Under the so-called PR filter, distorting facts and confusing focuses are deemed more important and praiseworthy than telling the blunt truth. A famous example is the 2018 video by the pro-Beijing Our Hong Kong Foundation, founded by former Chief Executive Tong Chi-hua, promoting artificial island reclamation around Lantau, advocating the government land reclamation plan. The clip was narrated by pop superstar Andy Lau, who was called Public Chief Executive for his popularity. After that, Andy Lau was mockingly nicknamed Reclamation Lau by many disappointed Hong Kongers. The PR campaign was reportedly orchestrated by a veteran PR expert acting between factions. While once assisting democracy advocates with PR campaigns, he now supported obnoxious policies, confident his media skills and catchy slogans could shape public opinion, even override fundamental public affairs principles such as solid policy discourse, public mandate, and the fairness of dealing with matters. If someone is naturally honest, it's difficult to have them deliberately deceive the public. Once condemned by many, using all means to cover faults and evade questions makes others doubt their lifelong honesty. The great philosopher Plutarch said, "Character is simply habit long continued." What we observe in someone's behavior may stem from many thoughts and habits accumulated over time. Thinking that managing PR can overturn habits, values, and character is close to joining a PR cult. The opposite of a PR disaster is widespread praise for effective PR, which may lead to the operators to become arrogant. How can they know that even the sweetest praise can be a funeral song leading to ruin? If you have any idea or like this video, please comment, like, subscribe and share. I'll be grateful if you support me on Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon, making us go even further. See you on the next video.